Hey, this is Vic. I am the producer of Busy Dads Do Sci-Fi. I am also known as Producer Vic. For those of you who are fans of the show, you have probably heard me before. I just want to let you know that you can find out more about Busy Dads Do Sci-Fi and Kevin and George and all that marvelous stuff by going to busydadsdosci-fi.com, or you can give them a follow at Instagram at Busy Dads Do Sci-Fi. Kind of marvelous, isn't it? The way it's all Busy Dads Do Sci-Fi. Oh, which reminds me, you can also email us at busydadsdosci-fi@gmail.com. And, if you want to subscribe to us, we're on iTunes, we're on the Google Play, the Google Podcast. We're also on Spotify, which is kind of amazing. I had to cook up a special deal with them for that. But, maybe drop by, give a subscription, and if you really like us, you could give us a rating or even a review, and hey, that'll keep us all in seltzer and ice cream, which the boys love, And that's all we're trying to do is bring you the best sci-fi podcast delivered by a couple of busy dads, And of course, me doing my part, producing, and being named Vic. Thank you very much.
Busy daddies do sci-fi. Busy daddies do sci-fi. Busy daddies do sci-fi. Busy daddies do sci-fi.
You got to get close.
Closer, anyway.
Close.
Get as close as you can.
Get close, folks. Get close and listen to these high-end microphones. Pick up me eating ice cream.
Get close and get comfy. Mm-hmm. We've been doing something right, because we walked in today, seltzer and ice cream, courtesy of producer Vic.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is that time of the year. Solstice and all.
That's true.
Supermoon.
So, is it a supermoon?
It's something. You know how I know?
It's a big
Facebook always talks about it when it's a big moon.
Yeah, I certainly was not lacking photos of the moon yesterday.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my acquaintances, some from 30 years ago, who vacillate between crystal healing power, supermoons, and Trump hating.
Well, I would not know because my social media feed has been filled entirely with nothing but decorating cookies. And I think this is because Facebook, there's so many decorating cookies videos out there right now that even though I'm not watching them, when I scroll through them, I think Facebook thinks, oh, this guy really likes videos of decorating cookies.
Thing? There's things that what the hell are you talking about?
Like it's Christmas, so there's all this shit about decorating cookies out right now.
Like more than just because people are decorating cookies?
Yeah.
Is it trendy right now to decorate cookies, or is it trendy because it's that time of year, solstice, that people are decorating
both.
Cookies? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I've got nothing, but nobody's getting married. It's just a whole lot of decorating cookies.
God.
So that's where I'm at right now.
That place is the worst, man. I wouldn't put it past those guys to sell our information to other people.
Whoa, wait a minute, pal.
What? They didn't do that, did they?
Not yet. I don't know. I heard something in the news about that. But
I mean, I would hope they would never do that.
Why would they abandon our trust like
Why would they do that?
For something like money?
I don't know.
Come on.
Maybe that's why that computer keeps calling her numbers that look just like my phone number. You know what?
I've been labeling
For
those...
someone who never went to school, I have student loans.
You went to school, Kevin.
No, I didn't, man.
Well, here we are once again. When we are recording this, though it will not air accordingly, tomorrow is in fact Christmas Eve in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. It's even Christmas Eve in other parts of the country.
This is true, although...
Cudahy, you'll get nothing.
I'm going to take that on faith. But, because I don't know. I'm not in other parts of the country. I try to live in the moment I am.
In the here and
right
the now. Look down at your feet. Wiggle your toes, George. That's all you get.
That's all you get right now. Right now, a bowl of ice cream.
And this ice cream headache.
My heart is beating so fast. But I'm going to use that energy. I'm going to channel it into powers of good.
Yeah.
What's weird about Los
great
Angeles?
ice cream comes.
Great. What?
Flavor.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
What's weird about Christmas in Los Angeles is it's very beautiful here. You know, like during the day, it can still get into the mid 70s. So you'll walk around and it'll be decorated as though Santa's sleigh is moving through snow. It's very paradoxical.
Yeah, you know, I was even noticing up here in the ghetto, some of the guys who were spray painting their gang names on the buildings are using brighter colors.
They're using Christmas
It's
colors?
nice, and so
Yeah.
it's almost like, you know, I'm going to cross your shit out and write my shit over it, and I'm a murderer, but I do know a good color palette.
Well,
Solstice brings that out.
last week, somebody had spray painted their tag in green, and somebody spray painted it over in I believe yellow, and someone just spray painted over that one 817. So I found myself driving by it, going, "Wonder if that means that guy has been murdered or is going to be murdered."
No, that's Robbie, man. He's the dyslexic guy from the
Oh.
local gang here.
He just doesn't know his letters.
817, yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All
He's
right.
friends with John Baptiste, the
Yeah,
churro
John
guy.
Baptiste, that guy,
Yeah.
the churro dude.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, I love
He got
him.
out of the game
Yeah.
and into another game.
Yeah, he's another game. He's doing
Solstice
elotes.
churros.
He's doing the red and green churros. He does them like nobody's business, man. Kevin, how you doing, man?
I'm great.
You're
I'm trying to
ready?
eat my fucking ice cream, now, man.
Okay,
You mind
sorry.
not talking to me,
All
man?
right, I'll
Do you
tell
think
you-
you just talk for a bit? Well,
Tell you
did
what,
you already?
why don't you just?
Jesus, man.
I plowed right through it.
Yeah.
I'm finished with my ice cream. Moved on to my delicious pineapple seltzer. We enjoy these spoils. We show up. Generally, let me describe our studio for you. It's a darkened room. There's one light bulb hanging from the ceiling. We can usually hear somebody crying. We're not sure what corner they're in. It always seems different. They tend to be quiet while we're recording. But if we walk in and there is a box of seltzer and a little styrofoam cooler filled with
The
ice
organ
cream.
donor cooler.
Yeah, the organ donor
Oddly
cooler.
enough, you know, it's whatever's on the inside of that cooler can't get through the wrapper of the ice cream.
Yeah.
But
It's clearly
weird.
It's clearly been used.
Huntington Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the biohazard warning on the side of it and everything. And we know that we're doing a good job, so we just keep on hitting record, hoping that next week we'll have another heart box.
It's
waiting
tough
for us.
being in the limelight, so
It's
to
tough
speak.
being a busy dad who does sci-fi, man.
I know.
You know? Like that's what we are. So Kevin,
Yeah.
I was thinking about at this point in the show, normally there's some sort of a well, I almost said ham-fisted, but that would be completely the opposite of what it is. It's actually a nuanced, usually carefully choreographed segue into a title of some work of fiction that we are then going to discuss.
George,
Yes.
the listeners know right now you have segue block. You don't have to.
It's been a long time.
You don't have to meta segue.
I don't have
here.
to meta through
Just
it.
let them know
Okay.
that you're having a little trouble.
Would you not
Getting
agree
it up.
though? Yeah, look, apparently it happens to like 60%.
Of all
all
podcast
of
hosts.
all father podcast hosts named George experience segue block. It is recognized in the DSM as a justifiable medical disorder. Would you not agree though? This is kind of a tough movie to segue
We're
into.
fucked. We're fucked.
We are totally fucked.
Oh God!
What-
It was such a great idea last week.
What were they thinking?
I don't know.
Oh my god. The word spider is in the title twice.
Yeah,
How am I supposed to work with that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Double
Double entendre?
con.
Entendre? Nah.
Con.
That's not. I'm going to leave
not
that
gonna
to the
happen.
sophisticates.
The aristocrats.
The aristocrats.
What's
I'm a
the name
simple.
of that act?
I'm a simple man. Okay. Oh, the debutantes? Is that what you're?
It's the aristocrats.
Yeah, well, the aristocrats is the joke, right? It's that like they do the most vile thing, and then hey, what's the act
It's actually
name?
what we're gonna do tonight,
The
right?
aristocrats. That's all we're doing tonight. We're not even gonna talk about a movie. We're just gonna tell the same joke over and over. Try and make each other throw up ice cream.
I thought we just try and go as long as you can on that joke.
That's the deal. Well, the deal is to throw as many gruesome, kind of really uncomfortably sexual innuendos as you can into it. And
So it's an average podcast.
it's pretty much what we
It's
normally
an average
do.
busy dads
I mean,
do
the
sci-fi
only difference
podcast.
would be we end it by going, and that was the aristocrats, and then we wait for the applause and we walk off
How
stage.
bizarre. Yeah, that it all happens like that. Well, so did you have a segue written, George, or
Nope.
you still segue block?
Nope, got nothing.
What are we supposed to do here? We really
Spider-Man
don't.
does
Yeah.
whatever a spider can. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing. That's what it. That's
We,
it right there.
You know,
Spins
maybe
a
a little
web.
too much prep on the
and
other
he
nuances
sighs.
of this show because we
Well, those are not
not
nuances.
coming out
Those
strong
are,
here.
Those
Those
are
are bold maneuvers.
punches right to the gut, ladies and gentlemen, that you got maybe coming your way. But you're gonna have to hang on. I just looked up and I saw that the timer was at 9/11, and I was reminded of New York, and New York reminds me of a certain superhero.
Does it? I thought 9/11 reminds you of a certain knock knock joke that you always fail to remember.
That joke is terrible, Kevin.
Isn't it?
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't forget?
No.
No,
Now
9/11,
I
you
remember.
totally
I
fucking
never
remember.
will.
I
I never will forget. All right, because now I've been told twice to not forget.
Yeah.
So, but New York is New York is sort of the home to most superheroes in the Marvel Comics universe. DC
Yeah.
Comics, they went ahead and they just created fictional cities for their heroes. Superman's in Metropolis, Batman's in Gotham,
Like Cincinnati Boken.
like Cincinnati Boken. Yeah, like Milwaukee.
St. Angeles.
And yeah. The windy apple.
DC. How do I even know that? Well, DC is just less.
You
What is
you
it?
would
Is
find
that too easy for an outsider like me to say?
No, I mean
It's just less.
DC is typically a little bit more silly because I mean DC Comics started in the 1930s. Like Superman was, whether you like it or not, Superman was the first superhero. Okay, he was the first comic book superhero, but they're a little bit hokier. They're a little bit like
You know what this look is, George?
What's that? You glazing
Sorry,
over
I
there.
asked.
Yeah.
Sorry, I asked.
Well, then you're gonna be sorry a lot this podcast.
Yeah, I
man.
know. That's how
No.
did we get in a fix like this?
Because this. You know why? How we got into a fix like this?
How?
We went and saw a badass movie, man.
Yeah.
And we both agreed. Why would we
Yeah.
not talk about
Well,
this?
yeah, because nothing good happens from having a badass movie on this show.
No, not at all.
No, it's
Not
the
at all.
shittiest episodes ever.
Though-
we do this kind of shit till like minute 23.
Yeah. Well, we're on a minute almost 12 right now, and we gotta admit we've talked about nothing. But that's not to say we talk about every single comic book movie because we certainly don't. You know, our busy dads do sci-fi. Mm-hmm. What we do is we do sci-fi.
Yeah.
So the things
Yeah.
we have out of the Marvel Comics cinematic universe, we have done both Guardians of the Galaxy. We've done Infinity War. Only because I think we would steadfastly agree that those are science fiction movies as well as being comic book movies.
Oh, I thought it was I happened to see it. I was on a tight production schedule and we needed to record something. Was that it?
That was
A
Infinity
little bit,
War.
that was-
Guardians.
But Infinity War is wonderful.
Yeah, of course.
They're all wonderful.
Yeah. So, but we would not be reviewing Captain America on this
No,
podcast.
because that
We
would
not
busy
be-
dads doing comic books.
Yeah.
This doesn't roll off the tongue
And
as
there's
well.
a lot more
And
podcasts
then
devoted
what?
to this.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
We're happy to be top of the heap of 412 other
Nominated for Best Podcast done by two men over 40 in the greater Los Angeles
podcasts.
basin.
And I got to tell you, I'm proud of that.
Yeah. I mean, they even, they
They
even
even-
overlooked that you were 36.
They up I'm
They
38.
just put
but
you up
thank
to wherever you are. You don't look a day over 40.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's the tagline on the George doesn't look
This
a day
guy
over 40.
don't look a day over 40.
And it's a photo of me from college, which is kind of depressing. And hey, listener, with your support, we will win that award once again.
So
what they do is they give
the
you
casties. What's the voting?
the Webbies.
The Webbies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not the Webbies. The Webbies is, I believe, for
Do you know what
streaming
they call
services.
galoshes in Britain?
Galoshes.
Wellies.
Wellies.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. That's what I call condoms. So always been confused when I go over the
Oh,
pond.
well, that's the same thing. You're
yeah.
rubbers.
Can I get a pack of wellies?
Well,
we-
we don't sell those in bulk,
Bulk.
sir.
What, do you got a third leg? Yeah. Oh. Aren't you glad you joined us, listener?
Oh, it's real good. And so when they say, like, why, is it going to rain later? You have no idea what's going on.
It's gonna rain.
I don't fucking...
I'm gonna make it rain.
Make it rain.
Yeah.
That's how you get to use your wellies. I have no idea what type of situation I've walked into here.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, you heard me sing the theme song, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Not
Spider-Verse.
just Spider-Man.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is kind of a bold title for a... It sounds like the title of a video game that's not going to be good, I think. There is
Yes.
it's sort of a, like, you know, I mean, I feel like there's always got to be these, like, it's got to be a catchy title, it's got to be something cool. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse on its own does not sound like a cool, catchy kind of title.
No, I kind of glazed over the whole thing. Like, I could not tell you the whole title.
Right.
I'm going to see the Spider-Man movie that's out.
Yeah. Well, there was a Spider-Man video game a couple years ago called Shattered Dimensions.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that introduced the character of the Spider-Man Noir. Yeah.
Huh.
But they couldn't use that again, I guess, because of the association with the
So
game.
what percentage of fans know the Spider Noir character then? So you have to be a Spider-Man fan who went as far as to buy the game? There's not a single comic about him or anything like that?
I don't know if there's not. I don't know that there's not a single comic about him. I don't know if in the
this
last
point.
couple of years, if at this point, I'm sure there is, especially with
Yes.
the movie. But I don't know if sometime within the past 10 years they also said, "Oh, you know what? We should investigate this character. We should do a Spider Noir comic about him." But unlike the other characters, Spider Ham has been around since like the late 70s, like little 3-page things in the back of Spectacular Spider-Man comics. Spider-Man 2099 showed up in his own series in the mid-90s along with a bunch of other 2099 characters. And then obviously Spider-Woman, Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Woman is Spider-Gwen?
Spider-Gwen is Spider-Woman. Yeah.
I just said that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying it again.
What? Okay. But depending on when you're buying the comic, it could be called Spider-Woman or it'll be spelled Spider-Gwen.
No, Spider-Woman was introduced in the 1970s and in a completely different character. Spider-Gwen is what she is in the movie. She's Gwen Stacy from another dimension, from another universe, in which she became Spider-Woman, instead of Peter Parker. Yeah.
Oh, this is fascinating, George.
I know.
I knew we should have talked about this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we do now? Just yell.
Someone
Somebody phone in. Is this a call-in show?
Somebody throw
Can
a
we
pie.
fucking fix this.
All right. Because what we're doing is right now I'm going off on comic-related rants.
And
that
I'm going into a sugar.
Yeah,
thing.
Kevin is fully crashing.
Mm-hmm.
We just ate 2 pints of, not pints, but
Pine each.
Pine each. Yeah.
Pine each. Oh boy.
No. Anyway, so Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I was sitting here a week after seeing the movie, and just going, I mean, can we bail out? Is there something else we can talk about here?
Yeah, I know.
But
generally,
you said you saw it again today.
I did.
And you went, holy shit, this thing is good.
It's really,
it
really
deserves
good,
our
man.
listeners' valuable time.
It's really good. It's smart. the moment this movie starts, we get treated to the Sony Pictures, Columbia Pictures logo, and it starts to kind of glitch out into different eras of the Columbia Pictures logo. And once that starts, and knowing what the premise for this movie is, that it's about different dimensions of different universes all crossing, I'm kind of like, whoever's doing this fucking gets it. They know what they're doing here, and I don't think I'm going to have to worry. And that was my attitude consistently throughout the whole movie. It was so damn cool to see a sci-fi element like parallel universes and crossing over into parallel universes combined with Spider-Man.
Yes!
It was so cool, and one of the things that this movie really did, it was such a celebration of the character of Spider-Man, told through the lens of a character that I didn't really love. Like, in the comics, I've never been a big fan of Miles Morales, who is... Do you want to set up some of the world real quick, or do you want to just...
I don't feel like I have license to.
Oh, you totally
Miles
do.
Morales
You
is
saw
a
it.
kid that we see in high school whose dad is a cop, who's got an uncle who he looks up to, and they've got some bonding on doing some stuff that's a little bit out of the normal. He's been shipped to a private school and doesn't totally want to be there, wants to stay in his hood. And while doing some tagging, he gets bit by a spider.
It's bit by a radioactive spider, and that begins the journey.
And things get sticky.
Right.
From there.
Nice, because he is sticking to things.
That was interesting. I had never had to think about... I don't remember reading about Peter Parker becoming a spider, but it was really cool to go, how would you figure out how to let go of your sticky grip?
Yeah.
And it was very cool like that. So I was already imagining things in the comics. And remember, don't go into a long explanation, George. Just a simple yes or no. Does Peter Parker have to learn like through sticky?
No.
And thank you. Next question in this deposition here. Peter Parker had to build his own web guns. I always thought webs.
Yes.
I thought webs always kind of like shot out of your veins.
No.
Man. So that I shouldn't even look into how your web supply. Has he ever run out of webs
Yes.
in stories?
Would you like me to tell you?
No, no, you can't.
You want me to tell you
man.
all the instances in which he ran out of webs and like where he keeps extra webs?
Why would he keep extra webs? Why can't he just have?
He's got web cartridges all over his body. Like he's got a belt that's loaded with extra cartridges that he's got
How
to
much
load in,
foot
man.
per cartridge?
A lot. It's
And then
it's compressed
How often
fluid
in
that
the-
like solidifies when it hits the air. So it's not like it's rolled up in a string or anything. It's a fluid. It's his own invention.
now, can he invent this after being bit by the spider, or does he happen to be a good inventor?
This is him. This is Peter Parker. He's a chemical engineer.
Because he's a photographer.
No. He's a chemical engineer. Peter Parker
Oh wait,
is a Midvale Science. I mean, he is a graduate student in a. He's a photographer to make money.
am I thinking of Superman's Jimmy?
No,
Who
Jimmy's a
takes
photographer
pictures?
too, man. Peter Parker makes money by selling photos of Spider-Man because he is the only one who can get pictures of Spider-Man because he's fucking Spider-Man. But his whole pursuit
So
is
is that
science.
like here in the studio with these tripod marks? Are you the only
I'm the only
person
one
who can
who
get a picture of George?
the only one who gets photos
and
of
then you sell
myself?
them? Who do you sell them to, George?
Nobody fucking buys
Nobody
them.
buys them.
No.
You know, these days you just put them on the internet. Someone will enjoy them anyways.
Every once in a while, I don't have my shirt on too. Like I
yeah,
look a lot better than I
here
used
you
to,
go.
man.
I bet.
I mean, you could barely. It's so dark in here with the one light bulb. You can't even see the hair on my back.
It's all just shading, isn't it? It's
all just
shading.
It's for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing that a couple things this movie does really well. It handles not only the humor, but the drama is great.
Yeah.
Like there's some great. He basically through his origin story goes through a lot of the same beats that Peter Parker Spider-Man went through. Like he suffers a profound loss that helps shape him. There's this talk of him needing to take a leap of faith that he will not like be ready as Spider-Man until he. These are things that Peter Parker went through in the comic books. You know, like the death of his uncle, and then realizing that his actions caused his uncle's death, which made him realize, I need, great power comes great responsibility, that whole deal.
Which was cool to see. There was a lot of heart in this movie. We both said that to one another after we saw it the first time.
Yeah.
And it made sense. It wasn't cheap. It was like, that had a lot of heart. We watched it with our boys, and it was just great.
It was.
To have that go on. And I feel like it wasn't heavy-handed. It was a wonderful mix of entertainment, and you didn't have to try to, as a matter of fact, you didn't have to talk about it at all. It just spoke for itself.
Yeah.
It wasn't like,
exactly.
When you had to, how he was in that spot where he had to, it just laid itself out to anyone who has a heart.
They were able to accomplish, the tiny things really, really simplistically, too, by not over-explaining it. For me, in the beginning, we see Peter Parker, Spider-Man, fighting the Green Goblin. Miles Morales is watching this, and I'm like, oh, there's Spider-Man. I know him, and he's introduced himself as, hey, I'm Spider-Man. For the last 10 years, I've been doing this. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to think this is not the Spider-Man we all know and love. And then there's a scene where his mask gets pulled off, and he's got blonde hair, and I go, that's not Spider-Man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that was cool for a fan to be able to go oh, we're not in the dimension that I know and love from Marvel Comics. We're in a dimension where this is Spider-Man. He's got blonde hair.
Was it easier to see him die?
Yeah, a little bit.
I bet you asshole.
Uh-huh.
That sucked.
Yeah.
I did not like seeing Spider-Man. Oh, by the way, we will spoil this movie.
Yes, we will.
Spider-Man dies.
Spider-Man dies.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
There's a ton of them.
Here's the thing. This is a movie about different dimensions, different universes. So you'll see a Coca-Cola billboard in one universe, and then it's a soda cola billboard in another universe.
Classic multiverse.
Classic multiverse situation here. The MacGuffin is Kingpin, who is so coolly designed. I love that he's just this giant crowd. But he's kind of just walking through. And Liv Schreiber does the voice in this New York kind of Queens accent. It's pretty cool. But he is opening up other dimensions in order to find his dead wife and son. And there's an accident. Spider-Man gets pushed into the dimension, and as a result, a bunch of other Spider-Men from different dimensions, different universes, are pulled into this universe. And that's where we're at with this movie, is that bunch of Spider-Men in a universe that's not theirs.
And P.S., if you're a Spider-Man that's not supposed to be in this universe, you aren't going to hang out in this universe long.
Your cells...
You're starting to decay and glitch and stuff like that.
Your cells will slowly break down, and you will apparently die a very painful death if you're here long enough.
Yeah.
Glitching.
Yeah, well, I think of the Eternal Champion, Michael Moorcock, and Elric, the Elf King, who... depending on when Michael Moorcock was writing, could be just straight elf stories, or his Eternal Champion idea was in another universe. There might be a sci-fi hero who might experience a loss of someone to then hasten their decision to work to balance law in between chaos and order. And it is cool to think of. So that's what I was thinking. Multiverse for me is a fantasy thing, I think, because of the Moorcock kind of magic angle. But you were saying that this was a machine-induced opening.
It wasn't a creation. It was not a. It was the multiverse.
Not like some magic spell where I open the multiverse.
Yeah, no. This was the multiverse exists and is there unseen, and this is a way to access it. So I think Sliders, familiar with the TV show Sliders from the 90s? No. I did not think so. Yeah. Sliders.
Did you not?
Yeah, I didn't think so. Sliders.
You know what I keep... Those are hamburgers.
Those are hamburgers. And you know what? They're delicious.
They are delicious.
Sliders was a TV show starring Jerry O'Connell in which he invents a way to slide into parallel universes. Every episode is him.
On his knees?
No,
like a rocker?
Yes. Yes. You got it dead on, man. That's actually the opening theme
sugar
song.
talking,
That's
yeah.
the opening theme song of the show. Right there. It's Jerry O'Connell just going, ooh,
If I knew who Jerry O'Connell was, it would even be funnier.
Fat kid from Stand By Me.
Nope.
No? Wow.
Well, I mean, the four of them are in my head, but
Yeah.
I'm like, one's Kiefer Sutherland,
No,
one is
no.
Kevin O'Neill.
No, all right.
These
forget
were all
it.
child actors,
Forget
right?
it. No.
Jim Belushi,
Kevin O'Neill.
Jim Belushi, and
Dan-
Denzel.
Dan Aykroyd.
Stand By Me, that was the cast of
Yes,
Stand
that was
By Me.
it. That was it. You know what?
Yeah.
In a different universe,
In a different
you're absolutely
universe.
right.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
So, but no, they would slide. But also, John dies at the end. You know, stuff like, you know, these.
he does?
Yeah. Oh my God.
No!
Did you not know that?
What are you talking about?
Those are the, like, I'm using
Those are the
examples.
multiverse.
Examples of multiverses.
I was like, John's not even in this movie.
John's not in this movie. No,
Jim
he
dies
dies
at the
end. And John dies at the end.
I can't even remember if he does.
Not really. No. But, what is that?
I don't know. What?
I don't know. You got that?
You look a little peakish.
Do I?
Yeah, you're like shifting.
So are you.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Really? Yeah. Well, my neck is
It's a little glitchy in here.
It's glitchy.
Oh man.
Oh,
I don't know if
damn.
this is.
Are you?
Are you glitching right now?
I've only glitched once before.
I've never been full glitch.
I thought I got ripped off. Maybe I was glitching the whole time.
No, I mean, you know, I feel like I have a decent experience with glitching, and this is not what I'm used to as far as glitching goes.
Do you think this is a glitch?
I think this
Right now.
Okay, no, I'm definitely glitching now.
Okay.
All right. This is a
hold on
glitch.
sec. This is a glitch. It's definitely a glitch. All right, then. Well, then. One more time from the top, bro. We're bachelor dudes doing science fiction, man. We spend our time at the beach, in the surf, hanging out with babes in our Dondo pad. When
Dondo.
we're not sneaking in the movies, sometimes we get around and borrow our buddy Chino's AV equipment and go record something out of the van.
But let's face it, most of the time we're sneaking into movies because
I'm
that's how
Kev.
we live.
And that's my bro G.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, man.
How you doing? I'm
dude?
doing good, man.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
But all right.
I still can't get that sand out of my hair.
Oh, I got it in the crack of my ass.
Hey.
For the ladies, come on, right? You know?
Dude, you can't be pulling that shit, man.
Oh, I can be. That's the
No,
thing. I can do this
man.
till the
Yeah,
day I
you know,
die.
You know Valerie ain't gonna go for that
Which,
shit.
you know, at the rate I'm going, is probably going to be about 2 more years,
I
man.
know, man.
Right?
Hey.
Live fast, die kind of young. That's
Hey.
what I always said.
and
What's
Die
up?
Hard, Dondo.
Oh, man.
Die Hard,
Hey,
Dondo.
Christmas movie, right?
Christmas movie.
Total
yeah.
Christmas movie.
Christmas movie. You know what that other Christmas movie was?
What's that?
Children of Men.
Children of Men.
I'm kidding, man. I don't know shit about that movie, man.
I never saw that. That movie was
Yeah.
for losers.
Yeah,
I
it sounds. I can't even say that, bro. Gino says we're not supposed to say that stuff on his equipment; it'll get chased.
You know who watches those movies?
Who?
Nando's.
Dondos.
That's
Dude, Dondos are a bunch of hodads.
For the uninitiated, those are those who are not from Dondo. Okay, those are Nandos. Anyway, dude. So,
Tell them about how we got to see this last movie.
okay, so I'm lit as hell. I'm just got out of the surf.
You were,
It's
dude.
me, Valerie, Tina, Carol Ann, Barbara Ann. All right, Barbara Ann was a song that was on the radio.
Carol Ann's younger sister?
No.
Oh, the song by the
Song
boys.
by the boys.
Yeah, the B-boys.
On the radio as we drive to the Venice Dome. All right. Smoke a quick J in the car before doing a little. Well, we're gonna
Mescaline.
No.
You do that mescaline that Chino
Come on.
gave you?
I don't know what it was, but I had to have skis on to do it. If you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But I get out of the car. Some Dondo on a bike knocks Barbara Ann over. But this time it wasn't the song on the radio. Barbara Ann, Carol Ann's little sister, had come to meet us.
She brought the beer.
She brought the beers, all right? So I slipped 2 of those Mickeys in my front pockets, all right? They were covered in water from her ice chest. I go up to the front desk of the Venice Dome, and the Nando behind the counter says, "Hey, bro, you can't bring those in," pointing right to the wet spots in my pants.
The wet, that ain't cool to point at a guy's wet spot.
It ain't cool to point at my wet spots,
no,
all right?
Man. They know we spend time in the surf all
So
day.
you know
We're
what I
always
did?
wet.
You know what I did?
What?
You know what I did? You know what
Yeah.
I did?
What?
I said, "What are you gonna do? Call the cops?" He said, "Yes." He said yes.
Yeah.
So I put them on the counter. I put the beer because I got priors.
That's
but
all right. Barbara Ann, usually keeps a flask in her bra.
She gave me that flask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gave you that flask?
Gave it to
she
me.
She gave me that flask last week, bro.
Oh, man.
Man.
We're talking about
Back
sex.
at the Dondo pad, man.
Oh, Dondo.
Yeah.
Dondo.
Yeah.
So, look, I go sit down, I see a movie. I don't know what I'm going to see, all right? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's going to be Wonder Woman. I don't know if it's going to be Mary Poppins Returns. Both of those are movies with strong female leads, so it's not likely I'm going to be seeing them.
No.
We're seeing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I lose my mind because I'm so excited because I love...
Finally, they're putting comics back in the movies.
They're cool now.
Yeah,
They're cool now.
They are.
All right?
This movie had a lot of heart, bro.
Bro, that is exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We're on the same wavelength with this thing.
Wavelength?
Wavelength.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
Dondo.
length.
Well, it's the
Bunch of
Dondo vibe, man. Plus, the Venice Dome, I think that's one of the vortexes, man. I really get a great vibe when I'm at the Dome.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of good action in the back.
I had
there, and it's a good luck place for me.
I had
man.
my crystal on.
You did,
right,
yeah,
you know.
man. The one I gave you for last Christmas, bro.
It was the one you gave me. The
Yeah,
one with
man.
with the copper wire around it for extra vibrational attention.
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I'm in there, and I don't know what it was, but I was feeling something. So this movie is fucking amazing.
It is, man. It was funny.
Funny. Like
Whoever they are nailed it.
well written. I'm gonna assume. You know.
Well,
There
yeah.
were people laughing, and I was laughing with them, and that's
Yeah.
all I need to know. Now, there was something about it when he's like doing the webs and he's swinging around New York City, and people are looking,
great, man.
and they're like, "Hey, that's
They were in the
Spider-Man. He's
zone.
back. He's back. Look at that." I gotta tell you, I felt like a little kid. I felt like a little kid in the waves when my parents left me at the beach.
A little backstory, listener.
Dondo.
G and Kev, we were middle school together, and we had a coach, Coach Carmona. Total
man.
fucking dick. That
Dick.
dude had his hand in his pants, would scratch his balls all day and yell at us.
And he'd
'cause we were a
flick
bunch
it.
of skaters and
And
surfers
he'd
back
flick
then.
it. He'd
Still are skaters and surfers.
Still are. Why would we not be?
But that dude, he made us sit out a lot, and that's where we started reading science fiction and getting credits for that shit.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
And he would tell us, he'd say, you know what? I'm hard on you guys, but I know it's because you have heart. One of these days, you're gonna have kids.
Yeah.
right.
Well, we didn't read much of that stuff, but there were some cooler things we got into, like the movies, and we'd tell that dude we read it.
Yeah,
Like
We'd say
Star
we read it.
Wars, the novels.
We'd go watch the 2001, and I come back and I said, yeah, I read that book by Artie Clark.
Artie Clark.
And he said, you mean Arthur C. Clarke? I think it's what I said, Artie Clark. What are you gonna do? Call the cop?
Yeah, it was directed by Stanley Cuckold.
Stanley Cuckold. You know what else that guy directed? Did you ever see Lolita?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Devil and Miss Jones.
Have you ever
Stanley
met?
Cuckold.
You ever met Lolita?
Once.
From Second Avenue? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
All right?
man. I don't like to do that stuff that often, though, man. I can't really get up in the morning and catch the waves.
I understand.
Yeah.
Anything that gets
It's
in the way of
Dondo
your
life.
livelihood.
Dondo life,
Dondo
man.
life, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Hey, well, let's go more into depth on Spider-Verse.
That's all I know how to do.
I mean, it's saying it's really, 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 really fucking good, man.
It's really good, man. You know, they just get it. We got Gwen Stacy. She's in a band. Okay, I did a little research.
She's got that haircut like Barbara Ann's older sister.
like Barbara Ann's older sister, Tina Ann. So, she's in a band. The name of the band is the Mary Janes. They don't say that in the movie. All right, but you know what they're talking about there,
Well, you
right?
knew that.
I knew that.
You
I
knew
knew
that,
that,
didn't you, man?
I knew that.
Oh man, well Dondo knows that.
Dondo don't mess around,
Yeah.
you know. So we got Gwen Stacy, we got Miles Morales, who is great. I love some of the music he's listening to. I love how they kept a really, really cool, like, urban vibe in this. And I'm basically from the streets of Dondo.
You are.
Before I was on the beach of Dondo, I was on the streets of Dondo.
Yeah.
So I get what they're
Well,
doing
your
here.
mom, if she was at the Hooters, there in Torrance,
Yeah,
and then, I mean, yeah, you're for real.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
Anyway, like I was saying, and we got a spectacular Spider Ham, and we get the
Tasty.
Spider Noir. Spider Noir. All right, so
Remember that dude with the Rubik's Cube?
that was hysterical.
He can't fucking see it.
He can't
He's
see it.
in black and
He's
white.
in black and white. All right, they make a joke about how. First of all, I've never seen a noir movie because I don't watch movies that are in black and white.
No, that's
Jenna.
like a cologne.
It's weird.
Back in the middle
Noir,
school.
Exactly. I used to wear it all the time. It smelled delicious. But so he's voiced. Did you know he's voiced by Nicolas Cage?
Nick.
Nick Cage.
He
does
came down
the
to
voice.
Dondo once.
He's
he tried to get him in the water with us.
I saw him last week.
What?
Saw him last
No,
week. He's got a pocket.
that's not him, man.
Oh, well, who's that? Vic?
That's Chino's buddy.
Vic Cage?
Vic Cage. Well,
No,
maybe.
I get those two confused.
Chino's got a buddy named Nick. That's probably what you're talking about.
So producer Chino, he set this whole deal up. I get out of the movie with these girls. Two of them fell asleep. One of them threw up. And
Barbara Ann, right?
Barbara Ann.
She's always throwing up.
Classic. So we get back in the car. We're driving. I call up my buddy Kev, and I go, dude, we got a podcast about this one, all right? Because this ain't like, our other casts. What we did. We do a lot of the popular ones. We do the big ones. We do the Star Wars ones. We did once in a while. We accidentally watch something before we nod off, like, watching Netflix or something.
Death Race 2000.
Death Race 2000, man. It's about
that
cars.
guy really tied up.
That's Carity, man. He's a kung
Carity,
fu.
man. I mean, and
Kung
I don't
fu.
care. I don't care that weird shit he was up to.
I don't either.
I respect what he did.
I don't judge.
care.
I don't
Yeah.
judge no man.
Yeah.
I don't judge no man.
Yeah.
Unless they're a Dondo,
Yeah. A non-Dondo.
Dondo. I
Non-Dondo, man.
a little faux pas there, man.
Whoa.
You know what faux pas is? That's French. You know what it's French for?
For fucking up.
For fucking up, which
Yeah.
is what I just did.
Dondo.
Anyway. So this movie, how about the Kingpin? How about the whole
Dude
he's
was
trying
gigantic.
but he's trying to get his wife and his kid back. He's got heart. The whole thing's got heart, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know what else?
You don't sound right,
Tombstone.
man.
What do you mean? What? Oh, dude.
You don't...
I don't feel right.
We're not... You sound like some dude from New Jersey, bro.
Dondo,
What's
man.
happening?
I'm from Dondo.
Dondo?
I'm from Dondo.
No.
Kevin.
Dondo
Kevin.
is
Kevin.
a town in Southern California.
Kevin, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Is this glitching?
I
Bro,
think so.
Hold on.
This is only the second time.
I feel like I've glitched before, and I don't know if this is what glitching is.
This glitching shit sucks.
But-
Multiverse sucks.
Oh, fuck, we're glitching.
Oh, god damn.
Okay, one more time from the top. My name is George. I'm here with my good friend Kevin. All right, we're boring doers debating scientific fallacies. We get together every other week. We talk about some of the most important things in the world today. We discuss science fiction through a realistic lens. All right, we don't shy away from anything on this show. What we like to do is we like to try and debunk the theory that science fiction needs to be separated from the ills of the world today. Okay? We are here in our studio with our producer, Terry Gross, and we're just bringing you the truth, people.
The truth.
Kevin, we are on an important mission today.
We are.
We saw a movie that may be one of the most important movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I was interviewing people when they got out of the movie.
Well done.
I did not get to put music or the live recordings together because we rushed here to do this podcast.
That's fine.
When Terry asked us to come in and do ones like this, we know it's highly important. So many of the soundtracks and segues and the stuff that really brings your public radio listening experience to a peak, I'd say, we left out for you, listener, tonight to just really get down to the basics of race in movies and in the media in general. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, I don't think I could applaud you enough for what you've done tonight.
Well,
Can
I
I
can't
ask
applaud you either, George. And
Thank-
Terry applauds you.
It's
Thank you.
very kind of you to say. Might I ask, just anecdotally, how many people of color did you happen to interview that came out of this movie?
None, George.
Oh, okay. How many transgender or...
George, I intended to interview multiple across the strata of society.
Certainly.
I, however, did not interface with any people like that.
Okay, that may have been your choice of location, because I believe you were in Redondo Beach when you saw that.
Redondo.
Yeah.
There are parts of Redondo that sometimes experience what might be seen as a less than hegemonious. I'm making that word up, George. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's what we do.
The hegemony is what we're trying to take down here.
You know what, Kevin? It sounds like you were in the lion's den. You know what I mean? Now,
Yeah.
I think we
rough.
would be negligent in our duty here if we did not discuss some of the shocking facts about the reaction to this movie. Now, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is, on its surface, about a African Hispanic youth who finds himself bitten by a radioactive spider, which is a situation that far too many children these days are accustomed to finding themselves in.
There are large corporations who were negligent.
Absolutely.
And in some of our other stories, folks, you've seen us expose toy companies who make spiders full of venom, radioactive, imported from China.
Absolutely. Well, of course.
Usually with lead paint.
Always with lead paint. Asbestos.
Yeah.
Treated with
Asbestos spider webs.
Asbestos spider webs.
It's a blight.
So this young African Hispanic youth, Miles Morales, then finds himself on a path to becoming Spider-Man. He is surrounded by a broad spectrum of humanity, a blonde, beautiful woman, Gwen Stacy, who is Spider-Woman, a schlubby, middle-aged Peter Parker, who is Spider-Man.
Who may I add, wonderfully depicts the death rattle of the patriarchy as we see it in this 21st century America.
Kevin, I don't think I could have said that better myself. I may have been able to say it better myself.
George, you have at other occasions said it better than me, but it's okay that I can say it better than you right now.
I do now remember that, and thank you very much for clarifying that.
Thank you. Terry applauds you too.
Terry, thank
Yeah.
you. Looking through the glass as she does at us with that
Beautiful
that
woman.
look. Beautiful woman.
Beautiful woman.
Stately.
But let's not bring gender into this. Beautiful person.
Beautiful person.
Yeah.
Thank you. So some of the reaction, I would even go as far to say backlash to this movie, has found this sect of fandom, this sect of comic book fandom that wishes for things to simply stand still or return to some invisible status quo of the 1950s, which never really existed, in which Peter Parker, Spider-Man, is always a white, cis male who is never questioned in his patriarchal duties, is never questioned in his privilege,
In his sexuality.
In his
even.
sexuality,
For
even.
this man wears tights.
Exactly.
And flies around like a fairy.
Yeah.
And no one ever.
one would be
Privilege. It's all about privilege.
It's all about privilege. So there's a lot of people who are saying things like, why does this have to be a movie about black people? Why does this have to be a movie about women? Why can't superheroes just be superheroes? And one thing that I have to say is, and this is 100% honest from my heart, this movie accomplishes something very few comic book movies, very few movies are capable of doing. It tells a character-driven story with humor, heart, intelligence. Am I missing any adjectives, Kevin? No. Thank you. Thank you very much. It does this so well. I would say that if any of these people, and I apologize for raising my voice, that say, well, it's not about race, we just want our comic book characters to look like they look in the comics, and if you tell a good story, we don't care what color they are. If any of these people have a problem with this movie, I will look them straight in the face and say, sir, you are a racist, because this movie is fantastic. This movie is fantastic, Kevin. And I would go so far as to say it should be shown in public, not public schools, in private.
Some of the more private. The charter schools where open-minded people being taught to be open-minded
Certainly.
can learn to liberally view their views to therefore solidify views that we certainly are most powerful.
Places like Mortimer Academy, where I have my two lovely children.
Many of the areas of New England, yes.
Certainly. The green kind of area. I mean trees and
Real
not money.
maple syrup, George.
Delicious.
Real maple syrup.
Delicious. this movie should be shown in school along with such greats as Schindler's List.
Of Mice and Men.
If These Walls Could Talk, of Mice and Men,
Mm-hmm.
of course. And The Band Played On. You know, these are the creme de la creme of modern cinema, ladies and gentlemen. So what I feel is that I feel as though I may be glitching a little bit, Kevin.
George, you are glitching.
Kevin, I'm looking over at you right now, and you definitely appear to be glitching, sir.
We should just relax into the glitch, George.
I'm gonna roll my eyes back and just let it ride.
Yes, well, on this solstice, just remember, any color Jesus can bring us the longest day.
Merry Christmas.
Solstice.
Okay, one more time, and this is the last time from the top. I'm George.
I'm Kevin.
We're busy dads do sci-fi. We love science fiction. My kids are Jack and Charlie. They're 6 and 2.
My boy's B-Dub, and he's 8.5.
We're married. We're busy. We both work.
We're a little fat.
We love science fiction. So what we do is we get together and we talk about it. We don't always agree. Kevin tends to read a whole lot more than I tend to read, and I tend to watch a whole lot more than he tends to watch.
We got a mafia producer and a shitty intern.
It is not confirmed that he is mafia.
Sorry, Vic.
But what we do is we come here, we podcast, and we try to bring you the best damn science fiction show recorded in the Los Angeles area by two fathers over 40 years old, even though I'm only 38.
Greater Los Angeles Basin is actually the
it's
category,
a basin.
George. It's
right.
a basin.
It's like that whole
It's a
thing
basin.
where, technically we're in a bay, so the ocean is not west,
No.
You don't know that.
No, the ocean's west.
It's not.
Yes.
No.
The sun... Well, okay, so the sun does not directly set over the Santa Monica Pier. Trust me, we'll get to science fiction. There are suns in science fiction novels, at least, people.
It's a star, everybody.
Yeah.
It's science fiction. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Crikey. Anyway,
Jesus.
I don't know what the hell happened. Okay? All I know is...
I told you this multiverse episode was going to be fucked.
They didn't tell me that. My pants are 2 sizes too tight right now. Right? And I don't know if that's because of this whole multiverse thing or the fact that I just ate a pint of ice cream.
We're putting Christmas pounds on, man.
What
was all that talk about solstice?
That is honestly true about the whole Christmas pounds thing. I am putting on some winter weight right now.
Sympathy pounds?
Yeah.
So what is this? So is Mary's pregnancy? Are you going through a sympathy pregnancy for Mary? Is that what that is?
You know, I had said that to Allison because I put on about 60 pounds while she was pregnant with Jack. Yeah. And I kept saying to her, I'm just putting on weight because you're putting on weight. It stopped being cute, I think, about 30 pounds in. And then it was just
She's like, you got to be alive to raise a kid.
George,
is that vein pulsing in your forehead again?
You are sweating a lot. You're sweating a lot, and all you did was walk to the fridge. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, hey, Spider-Man.
That's why I'm leaving this door open. It's hot.
It's hot in here.
I'm going to put this chair right in front of the fridge. The old chair in front of the fridge trick.
Spider-Man's not going to swing himself.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Thwip and release. Thwip and release. Thwip and release.
Yeah.
Little things like that, man, really made this movie. Little.
Totally.
Little, like, moments where...
The bagel.
The
bagel
monitor. Is genius, dude. So he takes a bagel from the cafeteria, throws it to Miles Morales. Miles Morales throws it back at one of the scientists that's chasing him, and the little thing over the head says bagel like when it hits the guy. Like it was masterfully done.
It was like top shelf animation mixed with animated pop art.
I mean,
and it was
I have been telling
awesome and like crazy, like felt like anime explosion without anime feeling, in a way, man.
And I even love that they played on anime a bit with the Penny Parker character.
Yeah.
That was a really cool idea. I have told people when they ask how it is, and without being shy about it, like I've said, it's my favorite Spider-Man movie. It's without a doubt my favorite Spider-Man movie. It is certainly the
which is pretty cheeky since it's not even a live action flick, right?
Yeah,
it's probably fun for a guy like you to say that.
It's really fun.
I bet it is, man.
This movie was a total exploration and celebration of the character of Spider-Man, and it was so damn good. But at the same time, it was just like it did something for me as a fan that I didn't think it was gonna do. I don't love the Miles Morales character from the comic books. The whole Ultimate Spider-Man universe that they explored. Like, I always kind of felt like, all right, that's not really for me. I never really dug too deep into that. So I never liked Miles Morales. I loved the character in this movie. I loved Spider-Gwen, and I've always been like, Spider-Gwen's cheesy as hell, man. That's just kind of dumb. Like, I like Gwen Stacy, and I like her story in the comics, but that's it. She died.
So
Green
did
Goblin.
your heart grow 3 times?
Yeah.
When you saw this?
Like the Grinch, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it did.
Another Christmas movie.
I felt it break that little measuring thing. It might have been the butter from the popcorn.
Might have been the butter from the popcorn.
Not so sure.
Was the vein twitching up there in the head?
That vein is
this
just
movie,
constantly big now.
My boy has been in Marvel for about 2 years now.
That's awesome.
Spider-Man is his favorite. He has seen none of the movies because we're not there on the live-action movies.
Sure.
But he can talk a real Marvel game with you.
Damn.
I've been on the sidelines of this, and just to sit there with him and watch this, it was just a win, man. I was like, my boy's mind is getting blown with his favorite. Spidey is his favorite, and he's a big Todd McFarlane, Venom guy, and I buy him some of the older stuff, which is I say it's still got grit. Someone can still get shot, but it's not the same as what you can see in a later comic, from my experience. He just loved it. It made me. I want to be Sweatpants Spider-Man at SpiderCon next year.
That's a
with
great
my boy.
idea.
Because I'm going to look perfect in a Sweatpants Spider-Man.
I am
dude.
too.
Yeah.
I mean,
we won't be the only ones, but that's cool because it's Comic-Con.
I mean,
you can get a picture taken with the other 500 Spideys that show up.
Yeah, the other probably the other 500 Sweatpants Spideys that show up too. But I had Jack turn to me at one point.
I don't have to be unique.
You don't have to be
George.
unique
I can
anymore.
just be me and my boy.
Just be a man among men.
That's the heart.
Jack turned to me at one point when they're having the battle inside Aunt May's house, and he just, uninitiated went, "I think Scorpion is the most powerful." And it was just cool. And at the end, he turned to me and he was like, "Did he kill Kingpin?" And so when he's strung up and he's got a little graffitied sign on that says, from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, I looked over at Jack at his reaction. He had this big smile on his face,
Yeah.
And I even thought, there's a line in the movie that I love, and again, it's an example of the heart, that anybody can wear the mask. Anybody can be Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can be a hero. And I thought, I might get Jack a little Spidey mask.
Well, so it did shit like that. As much as you don't need to lean over your kid and go, "Kid, anybody can be a hero." That's not the point, and I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it was a pep rally for joy or something. I don't know, man.
And there was even I saw the moment when Spider-Man in Miles' universe dies, and they just show the flash of everybody on their phones. I was like, I don't want to ever fucking be in that universe, man. I don't want to be in the universe where you're looking and going, Spider-Man just died, and this sucks. And that builds a momentum to then when people in New York City are looking up at Miles Morales web swinging at the end of the movie and are like, Spider-Man's back, man. It's a full journey, there's a full journey from beginning to end here, and it's not just for the one character. Listeners, man, if you have not, just go.
Yeah, have a kid,
take him first, and then go see. Don't be the kids who are in the movie. Don't be the teenagers who are in the movie that I saw today. Who when the teacher says something, one of them goes "You fucking bitch." Joking around.
I would have never done that.
Never.
Maybe in a different universe,
perhaps,
George.
But I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Yeah. What do you imagine we're like in other universes, Kevin?
I wonder what that'd have been like.
Gosh.
Glitching.
Glitching.
Glitch.
Yeah.